on Facebook completely, and that's the only thing that I used. And I did that in about 20 months. And then I kind of got forced into either, going completely backwards or starting fresh on Instagram and rebuilding there as our team page got reported from some malicious people, a couple of people, and our engagement died overnight. So this was like a survival thing for me, and I had been wanting to do it for thanks. I had been wanting to do it for several months, and I was toying around with it, but I was clueless. One of my girlfriends is a social media manager, and she gave me some great tips, but I was really overwhelmed, probably like you guys are feeling. I'm in my early 40s, and I don't like learning new things. It's super overwhelming. I was like, I'm great on Facebook. I've got 3,000 friends, and I've got 2,500 of them are in our testimonial group. I'm jamming and selling kits. But then when you're faced with all of a sudden nobody's seeing your posts, nobody's engaging, nobody's asking for info, you can't add to groups, you can't tag in groups, you can't start new groups. You kind of have to figure it out. And so I just jumped all in. I think in about May of this past year, I had about less than 500 friends on Instagram when I started this, and they were legitimate people that I knew. Now I have close to 7,000, and I would say 6,000 of those people I don't know. They're complete strangers that I have met through Instagram, hashtagging, doing the way I do, and it's completely authentic engagement. So I'm going to teach you about some things that I experimented with and spent money on that you definitely don't want to do, like buying followers and likes, because they fall off. They're not legitimate people that are going to be prospects of yours that will buy down the road. And people that when you start to brand yourself and share who you are as a person, and because people are going to join you as a person first before they join you in your business, you don't want them to see that you're fake. So first off, I suggest using your name on Instagram, because this is going to help people find you faster when you use nicknames and codes or whatever. And you put something like, if I said the fancy cat, or something like that, who's going to find me? If I meet somebody out at a restaurant or whatever, they're not going to remember that. You got to write it down. So I would suggest using your name or close to it. My name's easy because it's very unique, Shani Sprague. So if they remember one or the first or last name, I'm pretty lucky that they'll find me. If they don't remember both, I suggest using a good quality picture of yourself, not something with you and your kid, or you and your dog, or you with sunglasses on, or a hat, or you and your significant other. Just you by yourself, a good quality picture of your full face so they can see your eyes. I have a full length picture of me, and first thing I say is I'm a health and wellness coach. So I think that my picture goes along really well with what I'm, trying to portray, like a healthy body image, everything. So, but most people do just their face, but it's totally up to you. The next thing, when you set up your bio, before you even go after followers, sorry if you guys, if I talk fast, I'm from the North and I have a tendency to do it. Plus I'm ADD, so I'll try not to bounce around. I'm trying to stay in order if I was setting up my profile from the beginning. You want a good, strong bio. Depending on what city you're in or cities you want to target, include those. So I say Chicago, Nashville, and Asheville, because I'm from Chicago, I live in Nashville, and I'm moving to Asheville, and that's where the 3 cities I spend the most majority of my time. And I just like these people, I know them, I have good networks here. So of course I would like to, other people in my city to try to find me. A lot of times people, even though this is an online business and we do all of our coaching online and have Xander and our detox groups and such, sometimes people just want to feel that connection that someone's in their city. So I definitely suggest, especially if you live in a bigger city that's more heavily populated, include that. You want to say what you're all about in your bio, and then you want your page to reflect that. On Facebook, we call it a page, and they call it more of a feed, or their what do they call it? So, oh my God, I just have a blank. Pinterest, a board. They call it a board on Instagram. So people on Instagram, you have 12. If you have an iPhone, I'm sure it's probably the same for an Android. I can never say that right. I'm sure it's probably 12 squares, which would be 12 posts, would equal a screenshot, close to that. So you want one nice full screenshot when people are coming, at least before you start actively going after new followers to join you in business or see what you're doing and such, because you don't want to just be somebody that regurgitates quotes or before and afters, and that's all you are, because there's a million people on Instagram, on social media, sharing quotes and before and afters. You want to set yourself apart. So in your bio, you want to say what you're all about. Some things that I say I'm all about: a sophisticated hippie. I'm like a clean, well-traveled, worldly, earthy person, okay? So my board reflects that, and that's what I'm passionate about, and that's how I live, and any of my friends would say these things about me. I also say eat the rainbow. It's a hashtag I eat a lot, or a hashtag I use a lot, because I'm vegetarian, and I'm always talking about having colorful dishes and eating the rainbow diet, stuff like that. And I talk about having a healthy family and natural hormone balancer, because these are things that are big to my age group. A lot of my friends are 35 to 45-ish. Hormones are an issue. Detoxing helps to balance your hormones. It kind of explains what I do along with being a health coach, health and wellness coach. So all of these things, if people are searching for those, my profile would pop up. And they'd be like, oh, she's in my city, or a city I like, or I can relate to her, or, she eats like I do. So you want to, whatever you're into, if it's like horses, you're into like a certain pit bull dog rescue, you make jewelry, whatever your jam is, you need to be putting it in your bio, and you need to be branding yourself there. This is not all about Singular. This is about, they're going to join you first. And then I can't even tell you, I'm selling twice as many kits as I was on Facebook this time last year. And I'm selling 80% of my kits are coming from Instagram. I'm selling 10 to 15 kits, and Instagram is, or Singular is not even, I don't even give it full-time hours like I did a year ago. I have a blog. I'm writing a cookbook. I'm very busy with my family, and I travel half the time with my husband's work, Singular, and visiting my family. So Singular is like a part-time job to me at this point, and I'm doing better than I was this time last year. So if you brand yourself and you put out there who you are, you're not competing with anyone else. You are just being the best version you are and trying to be a better version of that each day. So if you just put that out there, you will attract the right people to you that you can work better with, that are more your, style, your jam, your energy. And then I think you're going to get more out of them working the business as well. So once you have your bio set up, you want to start thinking about, some people are asking if, in a lot of these trainings I do like 2 or 3 a week, if they should include their Singular website. I started that way, and I switched to my blog because I feel like I'm attracting more people to my Instagram through my food. And I feel like they're sticking around because of my food. And then when I sprinkle in a random before and after, and I'm going to tell you how I do, it's really kind of cool. It hides within my board or my page or whatever. They stick around longer when they see these before and afters, because most of the time people don't come to you and follow you because they want your products right then. Maybe they are looking for it, but you want to attract them to you, and you want to keep them watching and following you, because people will unfollow you if you're not interesting after a while. And if you're always trying to sell something and all your posts are about selling, detoxes and, cleanses and systems and diet stuff, they're going to get turned off if they're not ready for it yet, or if they don't have the money, or they're embarrassed or whatever. And it's easy to find you again. So I would suggest branding yourself, giving people interesting free content to keep them following you, minus my food. So maybe you have some really cool insight, poetry that you write, I don't know, like a dog rescue, whatever your hobbies are, think of that, focus on that. And I do every other post is something food inspired, a recipe, a recommendation for like a restaurant where I travel to, healthy cocktail of the weekend I do a lot. These things keep people following me. Then every other picture is a picture of myself, usually doing something in the kitchen or at a favorite restaurant of mine, or something food inspired, or a Singular trip or whatever, that's to pique interest. And then every 6th post is a before and after. But I don't just do a before and after. I use WordSwag. You can use Canva, and I'm sure there's other apps out there where I do a solid white background and I say swipe left, like Transformation Thursday, swipe left, or whatever day it is, Wellness Wednesday, swipe left. And so what happens is it keeps my board nice and clean. It keeps it cohesive and organized. Like my colors, I say, are eat the rainbow. So if you look at my board, you're going to see bright red, purple, blue, green, orange, all the colors of the rainbow. And then the swipe left, like Transformation Thursday, swipe left, these are going to be colors of the rainbow. And it's going to fit with my theme. So when you then people choose to swipe left. If they're ready and they're curious and they're just like, you know, doing research or whatever, then they're more likely to swipe left. They're not going to be turned off because you didn't put, you know, throw it in their newsfeed and throwing it in their face all the time and turning them off. You want to raise curiosity, not raise resistance. And doing it this way raises curiosity more than it does raising resistance, you know? So I have people that started following me early summer that are just reaching out to me, you know, a lot since the Black Friday sale. And I had no clue that wanted anything to do with the system. And I just started, you know, sending them videos and links from the new Share app and just banging out, you know, crazy kits. Like, I didn't even know this person was following me. They've been commenting on all my food posts this whole time, but that's what sucked them in and kept them staying there. There's this really great app and it's free. I don't know about Android, but iPhone, all my iPhone people have it. It's called Follow Me, and you can look up who's following you, who's unfollowed you, who's blocked you. It's really awesome, like all your new followers in the past week. It's really great because then you are not wasting energy on people that aren't following you, that aren't seeing your stuff, that aren't interested in you. So you can unfollow them, and you don't want them eating up your space, like in your newsfeed and such. I wish Facebook. What?
Can I ask a question?
Oh, yeah.
Can we kind of rewind a second? Because, okay, first off, so can we go back to talk about your bio a second?
Yeah.
Okay, when you put stuff in your bio, do you have to hashtag that?
No, but you can, but I put these things within my posts as well. So I can tell you about that. Like when I write my posts, you can write up to 30 hashtags. You can't do more than 30. If you write more than 30, all it's going to do is show your picture and all the writing goes away. So you always want to count. If you're close to 30, double count, triple count, make sure that you have exactly 30 or less. 9 is the magic number, 9 to 30. So you can use up to 30 hashtags, and you should not copy paste them like from the notes section of your phone. I started doing that at first because if you copy paste the same group of hashtags over and over again, then I guess Instagram catches on to that, and then they think you're spammy, and they kind of, you know, scoot your stuff down the newsfeed and not as much gets seen to people. So if you've got like a core group of 10 hashtags you love, like lose weight fast, lose weight now, ask me how, singular way of life, things like this, you can like do that core 10, but hide another 10 or 20 around it. You know what I'm saying? So mix it up. Were you trying to say something, Melissa? I feel like
I'll put myself on mute. Okay, so you hashtag in your post, but you don't have to hashtag in your bio. And when we're talking about doing different cities that people search by city and stuff, do they search by state as well? So would you?
Yeah, I mean, country
states that you're targeting, or just cities?
Well, mine says like Nashville, Tennessee. You could just do Tennessee. You know, so every time I travel, you always want to, it will ask you when you're doing a post if you want to pin your location. 100% of the time I'd say do that. You know, like always pin your location, or if you went on a trip, like I'm still doing posts from Dubai that we went on a trip a month ago. And I'm posting United Arab Emirates and Dubai and Abu Dhabi and all that stuff and Arabian Desert, you know, I'm just like dragging it out. Cause for one, I'm trying to fit in my color scheme and just trying to mix it up, and it makes it more interesting, you know. But for always definitely pin, when you're doing a post, pin a location. I guess the bigger the better. But if you only have like 200 friends just starting out and you're trying to compete against everybody in New York City with 10 million people, yeah, good luck with that hashtag or pinning a location. Because you also want to be cognitive of the size following you have and the size of hashtags you're using. I learned this lesson the hard way also. I thought the bigger the better, go hard or go home is kind of my philosophy in life. And so I was just using lose weight, you know, all the time. And like a million other people are using lose weight. And when I had 500, 800, 1,000 followers, you know, I was like a peon in this big, huge universe of people using that hashtag. So what happens within seconds, my hashtag's buried. My post is buried among all these other people using lose weight. You know, so if you can be more cognitive of the size following you have, like now I'm close to about 7,000 people. So I'm using hashtags. The biggest hashtag I use might have 80,000, which is lose weight fast. And so if you start to type in lose weight, you're going to see like 1 million people or 2 million people or whatever using it. But then you kind of scroll down and other things will lose weight in it. You can find smaller hashtags like lose weight, lose weight now, ask me how, might have like something like 30 or 40,000. That's a way better option than just lose weight, because then what happens is you have bought more time for your post to be seen in the news feed, because you're now competing against way less people. So instead of a couple of seconds, people having a chance to see your hashtag when they type in lose weight, then all of a sudden you might have days or like hours. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have longer. The more niche of a hashtag you have, you don't want to go and use a bunch of all kinds of small hashtags, because it might be forever that someone is searching that. Like if I hashtag my name Shani Sprague, there's like 180 or 200. Hardly anyone's searching for Shani Sprague, but eventually I'm going to have 1,000 or 2,000, or it's going to grow as my following grows and other people hashtag me, because now people are hashtagging me, like when they copy my recipes and stuff, or try them out, or try out a recommendation for a brewery or restaurant or whatever. So I'm growing in different ways like that, which is kind of cool. And I'm reaching their people, which is fun. We went to a brewery a few weeks ago, and this girl starts messaging me on Instagram. She's like, "Are you at Tailgate right now?" And I was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "This is creepy." And I'm looking around, and she's like, "We're at the table next to you." And I'm like, and I did not know this chick is from Ohio. I never met her, but she was just fascinated with everything I ever recommended. And she saved all of my Nashville recommendations. They came here for 4 days, and they went to like 10 different places that I had just put in my stories or in my page. And they tried out all these different restaurants and donut places I took my kid to, and they happened to be at the same brewery we were at like this one afternoon a few weeks ago. It was weird. She wanted to take her picture with me, and then she hashtagged me, and who knows, whatever. Who knows what comes of it? But that kind of stuff happens, as you start to grow, and it's kind of cool. It's kind of weird. My husband was like, "What's going on?" He took the picture. It was odd. But yeah. What?
So I have another question too. So and I think everybody I don't know if who on here, so this will give you an idea, who on here has an Instagram account, regardless if you use it or not. Raise your hand if you have one. Okay. Almost everybody. So when she's talking about like hashtagging things and something come up, that's what I was doing. I was doing the things that had the most number next to it. I'm thinking, well, that's how many people are seeing that. So
exactly.
I was completely clueless as to what that was. So that is very interesting that you're talking about doing the smaller ones. So that's going to completely wipe out, especially like copying and pasting. I've done that and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so when you were talking about pictures and swiping left, I have no clue what you're talking about.
Yeah, so I'm a visual person. I said all of you should follow me and creep everything I do. And when you follow me, send me a message, because I get like 50, 100 followers a day, and like half them fall off because a lot of them are just trying to build their business. They fall off after 24 hours or so. There's like systems and programs that actually do that for you. I paid for that too. I don't do that anymore, but I've tried it all. But yeah, so when you are posting, pretend this is the top of your phone, and you choose that picture that you want to select, or before you choose that picture you want to select, your last picture on your phone is going to show up. I do everything on my phone. Sorry if you do it on your computer. I can't describe that. Down in the bottom of the pictures, there's like a square within a square within a square, like a square and it kind of shadowed down. You want to click on that, and that means multiple pictures. And you would have already made your swipe left, for Wellness Wednesday, swipe left, Makeover Monday, swipe left. You creep my board, you'll see what I mean. And so when you click on that, the first picture, they're going to automatically choose the last picture in your phone. So if it's not what you want to share, unclick it, and then make sure you click the background picture first that says swipe left, whatever day it is. Click that first, because that's going to be the first picture that they see. And then click your transformation, your before and after. And, it might be 2 or 3 before and afters, or just one. I just do one at a time, and I do them every 6th post, which is once a week, because I post once a day, and I usually skip one day on the weekend. So then when somebody comes to your page, or when your stuff is going through their newsfeed and they're swiping up their phone, and they see a swipe something, they choose to click on it and swipe it. That way you're not in someone's face. You're not aggressively selling to them. You're not annoying them. People just pass if they have no interest. They might just like it just to be friendly. I mean, I get tons of likes and very few comments on those posts, but they're legit, So it's really cool, and it keeps your board super clean. You don't look salesy. You look way more professional. you stand out versus all the people like, oh my gosh, the Beachbody people, the It Works people. I probably get 5 to 10 or more messages a day. You'd be a great, I'll send you my stuff for free if you'll just post about it. They don't even realize what I'm doing. I'm like that incognito about it. And I'm like, girl, I got a big ass team. I'm sorry, I can't do it. Don't want to do it. I'm good. Thanks. But hey, I can show you a better comp plan where you don't have to reach out to people like this. You curious? I mean, once in a while they bite. Very rarely. They usually block me, but that's fine because then it doesn't waste my time. But man, they're vicious. They're like, they come at you hard, like trying to sell you their stuff. And this way we are set apart from other people. We just look classier. We look more professional. We are building curiosity. And people all the time tell me, I'm so glad, I chose you. I see other people doing this, but I picked you because I like the way you do it. And to me, that's a huge compliment because I don't feel like a sellout. I don't feel like I'm aggressively, putting things in people's faces they don't want to see. Like I used to do Rodan and Fields as a level 4, which is it's kind of like a platinum executive kind of range, like what we have, or not platinum executive, sorry, platinum director level, like what we have similar. And I hated it. I hated the spam of before and afters all over Facebook. And I hated the way they taught us to be robots and to reach out to people and cold message and spam people and, post every single day. And I was like, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do something different. I would like legitimately do crazy different posts. And they would constantly be coming after me, like compliance, like you can't do that. That does just like, but it was me. Like we're lucky over here, we are free to do what we want to do as far as marketing, advertising, all that. But you need to be careful about your hashtags because I've talked to Rena about this for about an hour, and she's willing to do a team training for my team because I want to understand this. A lot of people are following me. I want to understand it better, but you have to be careful with the hashtags that you use. You can't do anything that claims medical stuff. Like I personally have a background with like PTSD, from a traumatic life event, depression, anxiety. So I was using hashtags that pertain to me, anxiety warrior, depression warrior, PTSD survivor, things like that, thinking this is legit my story. I own this. I can vouch for this, right? And she's like, you have to be careful with that stuff that you're talking about, like thyroid healing, things like this. And she goes, we're not doctors. We're not claiming to cure anything. So we can't use medical terms like that. We can say, no more blues, no more sadness. We can say things like that, but you can't say things. I was using adrenal fatigue a lot, thyroid, stuff like thyroid healing and all kinds of mental health issues because it was my story, or it had to pertain to my husband or my mom or someone close to me. Allergy stuff, that's different. Like no more seasonal allergies. Like that's not a big deal. It's like a cold, and we all get that. But you need to be just so, like, check out my hashtags because I went through, like when I was on the plane going to Dubai, I was like cleaning up my hashtags. Like literally I had talked to her right before that. So probably I spent a couple hours doing it. So all my hashtags now are good because I'll send her screenshots asking if everything looks good. And she's like, oh yeah. And so I haven't had an issue in a while, but they have like something in place for Singular where they randomly check people and they go through things and certain things, keywords pop up for them. And so she was giving me a heads up. Nobody reported me, but if it was FDA, I guess it's FDA or something, I'm bad at that stuff. If they had found me, I'd be in more trouble. So, if you see me using the hashtag, most likely I've gotten clearance and it's okay. I asked her if we could have a list and she's like, well, we can't really provide that to you because we're independent contractors. But I feel good about the hashtags I'm using now because I personally have texted her, showing her, hey, I just posted. Is this okay? Do I need to change anything? And she's like, very rarely since then has, had me change anything. So don't be freaked out to even try. Like, it's not like you're going to get in trouble if you use a bad hashtag here once in a while. But you're going to attract more people if you could be more descriptive on, migraine issues. You could just say something like, migraine free for whatever days, like 500 days or whatever, but you can't say anything about curing, resolving any health issues. So
I'm glad you brought that up. We just, we have a quarterly training and Rena actually did a training with us. So
you just did it?
Huh?
You just did it then?
We did it about 3 months ago.
Oh, cool.
She came in and she came on by Facebook. Live or whatever, Facebook Live or something. And she did about an hour-long training with us. So.
She's passionate about it, and she is on it, and she is so easy to work with. I adore her. So we'll run sometime soon.
Well, that's good. So y'all need to make sure you're. And I'm hoping at the end of this training, when we get off of this, that y'all take this and y'all go and we're going to use, it's just baby steps, just like everything else we do. I mean, the first thing to do if you don't have an Instagram is get one. Second thing is tonight, just make your bio, and maybe tomorrow make one post. But definitely go and stalk Shani and look at the way she's doing things, because I have stalked your page a lot. And so now I understand what I was thinking that the swipe thing was something you had to create because I know that you can like touch here and another picture comes up, but this is just actually 2 pictures that you post.
Yeah, and I use a lot of emojis. What?
The first one you do like on Pic Collage or something where you make it, and then
that's like Sprague. It's clean.
Yeah, I like that.
But then they love emojis on Instagram. I use emojis, like I use the little finger one, and then there's that gray box with the arrow that points to the left. So I use like the finger and the little gray box. You'll see if you go see my recent transformation post. But people love emojis. There's a word count, because I just had somebody message me. I always tell people when I do these trainings, follow me on Instagram, send me a message that you're following me. Also make your Instagram public, because a lot of people follow me and I go to follow them back and it's requested to follow. It's like, well, honey, if I can't follow you, people are going to have a hard time finding you, And I would say 9 times out of 10, if you have to request to follow, most people won't do it, unless it's like your mom or a really good friend or just a weirdo. Most people don't want to request, just let me follow you, So make your profile public, and then send me a message and just say, hey, after you get your bio set up or whatever, if you want me to check it out and I can give you a couple pointers or something, I'm happy to do that. I do that a lot for people. Color schemes are big. I tell people Instagram is artistic, and it's a really great avenue to share who you are. Just by looking at your pictures really fast. It's unlike Facebook. Facebook, you have to scroll and scroll and scroll and see a lot of words before you see pictures. Instagram is just straight up pictures. So people can see in one screenshot pretty much all of who you are. Not like Instagram, they got to scroll through you for a while. Once you start using Instagram, you're going to love it, because when you see a post in a news feed and you like it or you've seen it, and then you go out of the app and you go back in like an hour later or the next day or whatever, it doesn't like kind of start all over again. It's like gone. Or if you comment on like somebody's birthday post, for example, on Facebook, people that comment after you get notified on all those comments unless you turn off notifications to that post. With Instagram, it's not like that. You only get a notification if that person responds to your comment. So it's like not eating up your notifications nearly as much, which makes you more efficient when you're going in and checking who's liking your stuff and commenting on your stuff and who's your new followers and who followed you back, so you can engage with them or whatever. I think it saves you a lot of time. When I started doing Instagram, I was super intimidated, and I just started spending like an hour a day there and taking an hour away from Facebook. And then I kind of started shifting and spending like maybe half my day on Instagram and half my day on Facebook. Now I have an hour a day I spend on Facebook, and I probably spend 3 or 4 hours a day on Instagram. So the bulk of my time, like literally 80% of my time, is on Instagram, because I can build my followers faster. I can find the right kind of followers. On Facebook, you're friending random people. You ever notice that? And it's just like, you're trying to eat up your whole 5,000 friend list so you can dump them all into a testimonial group. And, these are suggested friends of friends, and a lot of them are singular people that you're getting suggested to. Instagram, man, it's like the world is yours. You can put in cities and countries. Like if you want to build hard in Canada or a specific area in Canada, you can only search just that area. You can look up, health and wellness people just in Ontario or whatever. It's so much more personal, and you can, tweak it to what you're looking for. So, I absolutely love Instagram. I wish I would have done it a lot sooner. I like the direction my business is going in now. I feel like there's younger people joining my team, like 30-ish, 35, instead of like, I was closer to 40, 45-year-olds were joining my team. And so I feel like I'm getting a younger more tech savvy, social media savvy, open-minded people now. And these people are people that have day jobs that want a second stream of income, like realtors, hairstylists, teachers that don't have kids yet. Like these are like, I mean, wow, if I could have started my business here a year or two ago, I can't even imagine where I'd be today. It's cleaner, it's easier, it's faster. It's really, I think it's like a mental mind stuck thing to make a shift to something new, because you already think you're doing okay on Facebook. Once you start having success on Instagram, you're like, man, I wish I would have started there sooner. I'm telling you. I mean, it's a game changer for me. I love it. I get phone numbers so easy on there. Like as soon as someone comments on a post, I says, hey, you want to lose weight and or feel better too? I'm like, I've got a great video. What's your cell? I'll text it to you really quick. 9 times out of 10 people give me their cell. I've collected a couple hundred numbers since the Share app has come out just on Instagram alone. Strangers. It's nuts.
Okay, can I ask a couple more questions? We're getting some in the chats. So this is one of the questions that I had too. Do you follow everyone back that follows you? Does it benefit you to follow back?
No. I think if you're just getting started out, you can tell if someone's creepy, or if they're in some weird country that they can never buy from you, or there's some weird dude trying to like hit on you. Don't follow them back. I block those people. You know what I'm saying? But I would follow them back. But if you're not quite sure, at first I would probably. Now I'm more selective because I think I'm following close to 3,000 people. And my real friend stuff I'm not really seeing anymore because I'm seeing so many stranger new people stuff. But I'm looking for specific type of people. I'm looking for nurses, realtors, teachers, hairstylists. These people rock the business. These people love a second stream of income. They know tons of people. They talk to people. People trust them. People see them regularly. And then when they see them lose 20 or 30 pounds, like, what did you do since last month or 2 months ago, whatever. So these are the kind of people that I know are good for the business. For me anyway, I have a more metropolitan, coming from Chicago, Nashville, and traveling, I kind of have a more metropolitan vibe. Like that's the way Mark Walker puts it. Cosmopolitan. Is it metropolitan or cosmopolitan? Either way, I just go sound a sophisticated hippie, but he said it a little bit more eloquently than I do. So I'm kind of looking for that kind of person, like, a realtor like in Chicago that, wants a second stream of income so they can travel more or whatever. The traveling appeals to them, and hey, they want to lose weight, and yeah, they talk to like 10 people a day, so why can't they sell this stuff? So that's the people that make sense to me. Like you got to think of the people like on your team that you love working with or would like to work with, and those you can go after those people. I mean, I follow a ton of hair people. There's all these hashtags. Like I made the mistake because food is my passion, following way too many like chefs, vegetarian chefs, people that made fancy like dishes and stuff. Those people already know how to eat healthy, and they're already, plant-based, and they don't have much weight, if anything, to lose. I mean, I was inspired by their food, but none of those people were reaching out to me about Zingular. So I started noticing it happened like with a teacher and like nurses and stuff. I'm like, wait a minute, I need to tap more into this. And it took me a month or two to wrap my brain around it. But you need to like write down on paper, like the 4 or 5 kinds of people you want to work with. And then if you just put in teacher, you can put a teacher Oklahoma or something like that. You'd be surprised at like how many other kind of hashtags are going to pop up. And then you can start to find these bloggers. Bloggers love to sell stuff. All right. If you tap into like a teacher blogger or something, or a nurse blogger, man, they love to sell stuff. And they're talking about it. People trust them. Teachers want to make money in the summer on weekends, especially if they don't have families yet. That's like a really great market. And then you can find them in your area or areas you want to grow in. Like I'm always like, California people and I get along really, really well. They're, super like earthy and open-minded usually. So I'm kind of tapping into a lot of California people and East Coast people, like New York kind of people. So I kind of know my niches and I'm going after them. And if you kind of have a feeling where you want to work somewhere, put like nurse, Dallas or whatever it is that you kind of want to grow. And you'd be shocked at the kind of, people. And then just when you follow somebody, don't just follow them, especially if they got 5,000, 10,000 or more followers, especially if 100,000 followers. If you simply follow somebody, they're not going to notice you at all. You need to like have like 3 points of contact with them and do it in a freaking row. Like 3 things and comment on 2 or 3 things so they see your name pop up at least 3 times in a row. Because your stuff is going to get buried in the notifications. I will wake up tomorrow. For some odd reason, I get like a bunch of followers at night. I don't know, maybe because I'm on the phone for 12 hours. I don't know. But I will have like 30 or 40 new followers tomorrow when I wake up. I'm scrolling looking for the interesting ones. You know, if they look kind of wonky or wackadoo, or if I go to their profile and they have no posts, but they're following a bunch of people, I'm not following them back. I don't want it to eat up my space on my newsfeed. So you want to stand out. So make sure you have at least, about 3 points of contact with them, liking and commenting on a couple of their posts. Like, wow, that dish looks so good. I can't wait to try it. Thanks for sharing the recipe, or whatever. You want to use at least 4 words when you comment on something. Don't just say yum, like for a dish. You want to use like at least 4 words. Like, that dish looks so good. That's like 5. So Instagram likes it when you use 4 or more words. You can copy and paste and go fast like that and do it to, 10 or 20 people maybe, like if you're looking at the same kind of stuff. I've done that, but you don't want to get too spammy, because what happens is, say I follow a food girl and I say, that dish looks so good, so amazing. And then I follow another food girl and say the same thing. A lot of us have the same followers, and they're going to start to notice, like, she says this, she's weird, or she's got somebody working her business, or she's like a robot, So you want to use, a couple different copy paste little messages, or just, I type fast, so I'm not worried about it anymore. My thumb's about to fall off. They type so quick. But, you know what I'm talking about. But, yeah, so I try to follow 10 new people a day. And from those 10 people, I probably get 40 or 50 new followers. And half of them fall off. Like, so you got to be, if you see your numbers jump up 50, realize about 25 of them are going to stick after a few days. Because a lot of people have services that will follow you for 24 hours and then unfollow you. They pay for these services. You could do that. I've tried that, and I couldn't keep up. I was just like, well, I don't know who I'm really legit following anymore or not. And they were unfollowing my real friends, and it became a hot mess, So people want to talk about paying for likes. A lot of times I would highly suggest against doing that, because what they do is they just storm your post within minutes of you posting. And they're bots, like robots, like computer generated profiles and people, like they don't really exist. And they're usually like, a bunch of Middle Eastern people with like names you can't pronounce, like from Egypt or something. And they're never going to buy from you. And they're not legitimate people. They're getting paid like a penny per like or something stupid. And people see right through that. When they go and see this person with 500 followers just did a post and they got 100 likes, that doesn't make sense in like 5 minutes, and they look at your likes or your comments, and they're all like, not legitimate people, or people that are like, they all look the same, like they're wearing like things around their faces and stuff. People will fall off and not follow you. They'll think that you're a sellout and fake and this and that. So I would suggest not doing that. There's services out there that you can pay, and you can give them hashtags that you use a lot, or people that you admire, that you follow, that have 100,000 or more followers. They always want to use somebody with 100,000 or more followers. And what they do is they go after their followers. You say, hey, I like this. Like, I would pick a healthy cooking person, like a wellness coach, healthy person, whatever, and say, I like these 10 girls, these 10 women. They kind of have my vibe. And then they'll go after the people commenting and liking on their posts, and they'll act like they're they will use your password and such and sign in as you, and then they'll go interact as you on these people's posts. So what happens, that person goes, who's this person that's following me now that just commented? And they'll come back to your post and most likely follow you if you have a similar vibe to this person. So those kind of services do work pretty good. Now I've got somebody that actually runs my social media for 2 hours a day, Monday through Friday. And it's kind of expensive, but it gives me time back to cook so I can write and do what I really want to do. And to me, it all comes together. It all has to do with health and wellness, and I'm happy, so that's all that matters. But, when you get to that point, you can do that. But I would suggest spending the money at first. You can do it yourself the first maybe 4, 5, 6 months. Then it might kind of get a little too much for you. And, yeah, then you'll learn and try new stuff.
Okay. So we're going to rewind one more time. What is the best way for you to build your audience? Is it to follow other people and they follow you back, or just go in and, how do you ask them to follow you? How do you get your followers? How do you build your audience on Instagram? And are you limited to a specific number of people that can follow you or that you can follow?
Nope, not at all. That's what's awesome about Instagram. I mean, you can have millions of followers, legit. You can have as many followers as want to follow you, just like YouTube. It's awesome. It doesn't cut you off at 5,000 like Facebook, and then you got to ask people, follow me instead of friend me, you know, whatever. That you don't have to have that awkward conversation that turns people off. Like, what? I'm a friend. You tell me I got to follow you now? That's so weird. On Instagram, everyone's just following you. They're not following you. It's their choice. You can have hundreds of thousands of millions, whatever. It's fine. So you're not going to really get followers if you don't have good content to share to begin with. And so that's why I would suggest having a nice, 12 posts, eat up a full screen on your phone. And that's 90% of the people are looking at Instagram on their phone. They're younger, and they first couple seconds are looking. They like your colors. They like the way you look. They like what you're doing. They like your bio, and they either follow you back or they don't follow you back. You've got, 2-3 seconds to make an impression. So if you don't have good content to share with them, there's no sense in even using hashtags to go out and look for people. I would say, find a pattern that works for you. For me, it's every 6th one is a before and after. That's once a week I'm posting on there. I also use that as my testimonial page. I don't need a testimonial and you don't have to have pages on Instagram, which is really cool. You're not managing all this stuff. If somebody comes to me saying they've got like thyroid issues, I can go to one of my previous posts and tag them. You would do at whatever their name is, and it would pop up. Like if you typed in at SHANI, Shani Sprague would pop up right away, and then you could tag me or whatever, whoever that person's asking for info. So that's cool because your swipe lefts become your testimonials, But what?
Message them on Instagram. I mean, like it's private, like. So if someone says, you put, how did they do this or something like that? Isn't the messaging like a lot, aren't you limited to a lot shorter message than Facebook?
Oh, yeah, that's fine. And that helps your business. Being limited to a shorter message, there's a certain amount of care. It's basically almost a screenshot, 2/3, 3/4 of a screenshot of your phone. I mean, if you're writing more than that, you're losing people anyway. So it kind of forces you to simplify your business, and people don't want to do a business that's difficult. So that's why, I don't know, somebody commented, I did a swipe left like Thursday, I think it was. And so just yesterday, it was a couple days after I did the transformation, some random girl that was following me that didn't follow her back because she does RF and all she does is barf before and afters all over her page. I'm like, I don't want to follow that. So I never followed her back, but she's been following me this whole time, right? So she commented like, what is this system? Send me more information. And so I tried to follow her back. Then I realized I wasn't following her. And it said request, to follow. So she has to accept my request to follow. It's so silly. That's why you got to have your stuff on public, so everyone can follow you and you can follow them back, whatever. So I went back to that message and commented on that post saying, hey, I requested to follow you. Once you accept my request, send me a message and I'll send you more info. So she sent me a message. She's like, okay, so what is this system all about? Or something simple like that. And I said, I got a real, quick video I can send you that tells you more about the system. What's your cell? And I'll shoot it over to you really quick. Like within minutes, she's sending me her cell. I have no idea who this chick is. I've never interacted with her. It just happens that fast. 9 times out of 10, people are going to give you, I like text message more than email. It works better for my brain. So I'm always I don't even give them a choice, email or text. I said, what's your cell? I'll text this to you. I had a girl in Philippines say, oh, I can't use my cell, for US out of the country or whatever. So here's my email. So, I'll work with that. But I just say, hey, what's your cell? I'm going to send you a video really quick, for my distributor app. So I sound all professional. I got a distributor app. But yeah, so I do that. They send me the thing. I send it to them. It gives me a notification when I watch it. Usually they text me back, and I add to that message, hey, this is Shani from Instagram, and whatever, and this would let me know if you have any questions, and I add the rest of whatever they suggest from the distributor app, the share link, and then it sends me a notification when they watch it. And then usually I follow up with like, hey, what questions do you have? Let's figure out what kit is best for you. Do you want to learn more? And then they're like, yeah, okay, so I'm going here. How long does it take? What can I eat? They start to ask me questions. Then I start sending them more links and info. I don't even hardly talk at all, to be honest with you, in chats and texts.
All right, Nancy, did that answer your question? Yes, now you can give me a thumbs up if you're good. Okay. Okay, so Stacy, we've already talked about the swipe left thing. It's actually two pictures, and it's a little shadow thing that you click on to add two pictures. One of them you would create on the pic collage, and then the second one would just be whatever before and after picture.
Let me clarify something on this. When you're doing posts on Instagram, everything needs to be in square mode, otherwise it's going to crop it. You can zoom up or inside that square, but on Facebook we do regular profile pictures, like the full length pictures. But on Instagram, do you know the option you have on your phone to take a picture in square?
Yes.
I would suggest start doing that when all your pictures moving forward. And when I look for testimonial pictures, when they're real long, they don't look so good in swipe lefts because legs get chopped off at the knees, you know what I'm saying? Or their heads get chopped off. So I look for people that have more square before and afters, or I'll crop it if I'm able to crop it myself or whatever. So on Instagram, your posts are going to be square, whether you like it or not. You're going to have to crop within there or crop it yourself before you do it, or just take the picture as a square. So when you go to WordSwag, Pic Collage tends to do those long, pictures, the more rectangular pictures. So I used to use that for promotions and stuff. So I like WordSwag because it gives you options of sizes for posts, and it will tell you Instagram, Twitter, Facebook banner, whatever. So I always pick square, the Instagram one, and I just have a white background. I use the rainbow colors, the different colors to do the swipe left, and then I save them in my phone and just read them over and over again, depending on what fits into my theme for that, picture that week, whatever.
What's the best way to communicate? Private message or comment publicly on their picture?
If someone's asking you for information?
No, like if you're trying to interact with somebody, like if you're targeting the realtors, best to private message them and say, hey, I saw this, or is it better just to comment on their picture publicly?
Oh, I would always just do a picture publicly first and build a relationship that way. I don't private message anybody hardly ever unless they really super stand out to me as somebody oh my God, this person's amazing. I got to get to know them better. Because you don't want to seem, kind of crazy or whatever. Relationship building is more in public on Instagram than it is on Facebook. On Facebook, they're always talking about private messaging people to build relationships. On Instagram, everyone's going there to brand themselves and to sell something. And the people that are kind of doing it incognito are usually doing it better, or they've already, built a nice business and they don't come across so salesy or desperate or, needy or whatever. They want you to comment on their post and to have a conversation and keep going back and forth in that post as much as possible. Don't talk about the whole system in the post, but they want you to comment on that post because you're giving them more life on that post because it's getting more engagement. So you're doing them a favor. If I found a realtor and there's a really cool house with a great mountain view, I'm like, oh my God, that mountain view is so gorgeous. And if they said, yeah, wouldn't you love to live here? I'd be like, totally, this is my dream house. I'm going to keep that conversation going for a little bit on that post because they're liking me more because of it than if I private message them. No sense in private messaging them unless you start a conversation. Like if they come at one of my before and after posts and say, hey, what's the system all about? Then I'm going to take it to the private message. Or depends, if it's like a real generic question and I feel like I can answer a lot of people's questions with it, I'm like, hey, it's an 8-day detox and people lose up to 15 pounds. I'll shoot you a message. I'll give them a little teaser, and who knows how many other people are seeing it. And, whoa, what is this? Lose up to 15 pounds in 8 days thing. And maybe I'm going to get more people private messaging me from that. So what?
Can people see your post and your comments if they haven't followed you?
If you're public, yes. If you're private, no. That's why it's important to be public. Okay. You want new followers when they come to your page to see you. Because if people see you have hardly any posts, hardly any followers, or not much in your bio, nobody's going to follow you unless they really legit know you. And most of the people probably have already supported you. They know what you're doing. You're not going to make much money from them. You're looking for brand new stranger people that are interested in what you're doing. So you need to be out and big and large and in charge. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha. And I know that you can go live on Instagram. Is that something that's
Yeah, that's stories. That's going to blow your mind. That's almost like its own little training. That
oh
took me long to wrap my brain around.
God. Okay, maybe we should save that for another night. I don't know.
Seriously, that took me the longest thing to wrap my brain around. That, and it took me a while to figure out how I wanted to do the before and afters, because I knew I did not want to share before and afters to mess up my pretty food posts and my travel pictures and whatever. So it took me, I think in August, late July, early August is when I started doing it. So May, June, July, so about 3 months. I didn't do before and afters. I only put them in my stories because I didn't want it on my board forever. You can delete stuff, but I was getting the theme going. I was trying to figure out. And once I kind of got in my groove, it took a couple of months to kind of get in my groove. I was messing around with different colors and different patterns and quotes and this and that. And I started to get like, hey, I'm getting a lot of engagement, interaction on my food. I need to do more of this. And a lot of people are interested in my recommendations from where I travel, go out to eat. So I need to do more of that because I'm seeing the feedback I'm getting from people and the likes and the comments. And that's the energy I wanted to follow. And that's what you have to do. Follow what people are most interested in and do more of that. And then I figured out how to do the swipe left. It took me a couple months. Like I go, oh, I can hide it behind this and it'll be more professional. And I noticed that my numbers, I was getting a lot. When you do stories, oh gosh, it's just like, it can be such a shit show if you don't know what you're doing at first. But when you go to your homepage on Instagram, up in the upper left corner, there's like, it says your story and a picture of you, and you click on there and there's a plus sign, and then that's where you add. So the day after I do a testimonial, like a transformation swipe left thing, the day after I go in there and I share that before and after of like, I just did Nicole Ketting, who was in my upline, like the other day. I waited till the day after the post, and I posted another post after that that says, and she had lost like 6 pounds doing her last 8-day detox, and she's already thin, but she was just bloated and had some, bit of a muffin top going on, which a lot of me and my friends chronically get, around holiday time and this and that, right? And so I said, if you want to see how my coach and friend lost 6 pounds in 8 days, message me. I got more from the story than I did on the post the day before, but it gave the post new life. Because like, you'll see that the same people are over and over again watching your stories. I got like a core of 150, 200 people of my, all my followers, the same people. Those are the people that are my best friends, my biggest creepers, or people that are watching me, very curious about what I'm doing. And it's kind of cool because if you go to the bottom, those are the most interesting ones that you want to like build a relationship, because the ones at the top are going to be the ones that see every single story, so that first 3/4 group of people, I'm the typical girl. I know that girl, it's my mom, whatever, my best friend. And so like I see all the same names, but I get to that bottom maybe quarter of people, and those are some random people, and those people I like to really reach out to and say, hey, I really appreciate you supporting my journey, and I love your page, and thanks for sharing. Those are the people that I might send a message to and try to build a relationship with, because those were random people that kind of liked what they saw, or they found me from a hashtag, because you hide hashtags in your stories. It can be obvious, but I hide it to make it more professional. I'll do a block of something, like a writing, like if you want to see how my friend lost 6 pounds in 8 days, learn more, message me or whatever. But behind that writing, I'm hiding a location and I'm hiding a hashtag, like lose weight fast, a good size hashtag. So that in your stories, it gives you a whole new life for your posts. So I always follow up with that. But yeah, stories can confuse you. It's difficult. They get frustrating. The most frustrating part of Instagram is figure out stories. But once you do, it's kind of a magical little place to build your business. It's really cool. That's where I put all my weird stuff. That like pictures of my dogs, pictures of my kids. I just put a picture of my kid just lost his tooth tonight. So I gotta be the elf in the tooth fairy tonight, cracking a joke, right? You can. I'm trying to be quiet because he's in the other room watching the TV. But yeah. So the stories are where your biggest part of your personality, your everyday, the food that's not the prettiest, I put in my stories that don't make my board. Like, hey, would you eat this? You can ask questions in your stories to get engagement. It's really fun. It's like a whole new community. The younger people doing Instagram, the people that are more tech savvy doing it, the more fun people are doing the stories. It's cool. I mean, when I go to, it's funny, I'll do the same story on Facebook I do on Instagram, and I will get 400 people on Instagram following my stories, and I'll get like 30 on Facebook. It shows you it shows you. And I built on Facebook first, and those are my real friends, and those are my teammates. I mean, like, really, none of you singular people are watching my stories on Facebook? It's nuts. On Instagram, everybody's watching stories. That's where it's at. And the same people watching it over and over again. Those are the cool people you want on your team. You're like, yeah, this girl knows how to use, social media. Let's do it.
Okay, so I'm going to let you. We cut it off at an hour, so I'm going to let you go. So we're at an hour. So I'm just going to kind of do an overview real quick of what they should do to start. Get an Instagram page first. Do a bio. Make a profile picture where you see a picture of just them, like just them in the picture where they can see their eyes, and then make your first picture, but only do before and after picture every 6th day.
Oh no, that's my grid.
Every 6, or just don't do it. Don't throw up before and after pictures. It's got to be a combination of your personal life and something that you're interested in, and hobby and singular. And then follow, so people will follow you, right?
But you want to comment stuff because people are more likely to follow you back if you comment. And if you comment, all their followers see that, and they might be interested in, that's how you pick up new followers that you weren't even looking for.
Oh, so anybody that's looking at your comment, they can click on you and follow you too. Yeah,
so that's why it's important to have your your Instagram set to public, because they can't see anything if they click on you.
Oh, and set it to public. Okay, so this is the challenge this week. From now until, let's go through Wednesday. Let's see who can get the most people to follow them on Facebook.
You mean Instagram?
Instagram, whatever we're doing. Not Facebook. We're talking about Instagram. So let's do that. Go stalk Shani's page, see what she's doing, see how she does her hashtags. And
set up your bios and message me. After you follow me and set up your bio, message me. I'll go check it out, and I'll give you a couple tips or whatever if I think you can do something a little different, a little bit better to get seen a little bit more or whatever.
Thank you. That's very, very much appreciated. And I'm sure that everybody will definitely appreciate that, because Mama can't help them. I'm just saying. Mama's out on this one. It's just what
we all have our talents.
Oh, Lord. I'm going to try. I really am. I've been trying a little bit, but I've been looking more than I've been doing anything. And I found out tonight I've been doing most everything wrong. I would say 98% wrong.
Yeah, well, I did so much wrong the first few months. And literally since August, I just started clicking in August. And, the BOGO helped. But I just look at my numbers from last year and look at where I'm getting my new starts from and where my people are growing. And it's really cool. You can do group chats on Instagram. You can message on Instagram. The only thing you can't do is there's no groups. You can't set up groups. So to help them through detox, I've had my biggest challenge with Instagram is some people don't have a Facebook account. And so to help them through detox, it's basically all just through text message. And they use Xander, or they text message or call me. And I'll copy paste things if I really need help, like with the poop post or whatever. I'll copy paste and email it. So I would say 1 out of 10 people maybe don't have an Instagram or a Facebook account. So if you do sell a kit on Instagram, that is a bit of a challenge I've seen happen. It'd be nice to have a website set up where we could put people and not have to deal with Facebook or Instagram, and put everybody in, on a website. But I've looked into that. It's kind of expensive, and so I don't know. It might happen down the road.
Well, Dawn, I'm going to end on this. Dawn just sent a message and said, since you suggested a couple of days ago for her to make her profile public, she has 50 new followers.
Nice.
So that is awesome. I don't know where there she is. She's still here. Way to go, Dawn. So that's what we're all going to try to do. We're going to make our Instagrams public. We're going to go and set up our bio, put a good picture on there, start following and commenting, and see how many followers we can get in the next couple of days. So
yeah, do you guys have animals?
So much for doing this. What was you gonna say?
If you guys have animals, people are psycho about animals. If you put them in if you can mess around with your stories. That's why I have a Bernese Mountain Dog, and when I hashtag Bernese Mountain Dog, I get like 500 views on her story from strangers. And those people, all they do is click on my page and I'll click on my name and then go to my page, and I'm getting random followers that are psycho about Bernese Mountain Dogs. Vega, my dog, is my biggest way to find followers the fastest. It's nuts. So if you are like in a pet rescue or like a certain like Himalayan cat lover, whatever your jam is, I don't know. I'm telling you, you will find some freaks out there and find these followers. It's nuts how it happens so fast.
Well, we're all going to try all these things. Thank you so, so much for taking an hour out of your busy schedule. I know that was a lot, and we are all going to get better at this. I think anything we can do to improve our audience, increase our audience, and have more people, because I think it's a whole demographic that we're not tapping into because we're so Facebook, one-minded. So
yeah, and if Facebook goes away, if your account gets shut down, if your testimonial group goes away, you've had all your eggs in one basket and you're screwed. So this way it opens you up. You can get ghosted, but you can't really get shut down. Somebody can hack your account, but that's really random, just like Facebook, but I suggest change your password. I change my password every so often. That's I think the best preventative maintenance or whatever.
Thank you so, so, so much. And you should be hearing from all of us on Messenger here pretty soon.
Yeah, make sure you send me a message. You're Melissa's team so I can remember you better, because I get inundated with messages.
All right, girl. Well, you have a great night, and we will talk to you later. And everybody on my team, y'all have a good week. Be watching out for 2 a.m. I will be up, and I will be posting the new promo, whatever it is. I have no idea. They have not told us yet, but we know that there's going to be 12 promos coming out for the next 12 days. They're going to come out at midnight Mountain Time each night. And we set up the Black Friday group. We changed that to the 12 Deals of Christmas group. Add people. Go in there and comment tonight. Say, I can't wait. We've only got so-and-so more hours, whatever. I need you all to be involved like we were with that Black Friday. It's going to be whatever we make it. We can make this thing the biggest promo that this company has ever had if everybody works together, if everybody gets excited, if everybody tells somebody. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be whoever you tell, however you promote it, get excited about it right now, and because y'all know people are just like, they are just that, they don't want to miss a deal. So I'm telling you, if a deal comes out, somebody going to buy it. You got people on your team who haven't bought anything in the year that they've been watching you, but they're going to buy it for this promo. It's how it is, but it's going to be if you get excited. So I would suggest going live on your page. I know some of you don't like to do that, but it's how bad do you want it? What do you want out of this? Go live on your page and say, guys, there are going to be 12 deals of promo coming starting tonight at 2 a.m. Eastern time, our time. And you're only going to have 24 hours, so you do not want to miss this at all. We have got a page set up. If you want to know what these deals are every day and you don't want to miss anything, let me add you to that page, and then let's get them into that page. I posted it on the leaders page. I have no idea what these deals are going to be. I don't have a clue, not one clue. I'm assuming that they're probably going to be, you buy something, get something free. I don't know. I don't know if you have to buy a kit. I don't know if it's products. I don't know what it is at all. I don't have a clue. I've been racking my brain trying to think of 12 things that corporate could come up with. That would be amazing, but all their promos are great. So let's just get excited. Let's get everybody excited. This month can turn around right here in the next 12 days. And then we want to make sure we tell them, you order now, you're going to have it when Christmas is over. You're going to get started the first of the year. It's going to be the best 2019 ever. So we need them ordering now for the first of the year, of course. And then January, 3 times the weight loss, guys. Oh my gosh. Did y'all see the release for that new product coming out? I cannot wait. I have I've heard just some rumors here and there, but I'm just gonna tell you right now. Y'all, I can't wait until this thing comes out and to find out if everything I've heard could be true. I don't know, but dang, if it is, woo, we are in for, y'all, I'm just saying. That thing that said game changer, you remember when trim sticks came out and how good of a month that month was? I think everybody that was in the van with me can vouch for how good of a day that was, that we sold. Like, how many y'all on here? Kelly's on here, Candace's on here, Rhonda's on here, Brandy's on here. There's all, Luann, there's all in the van with me. I'm just saying. And yeah, we sold some trim sticks that day. And I know that product is going to do the same thing, because it's better than trim sticks from what I hear. It's better than anything we've ever seen. We've never seen anything like this before. Game changer. So I'm just saying, January gonna be good. I wish they would do pre-orders for that in December and count it towards our December points. That's what I wish. I'm gonna actually make a suggestion that they do that, because that could turn this year around. I'm just saying, because I'm going to be the first one to order, because y'all know what happened to trim sticks. If you didn't get your order in soon, they were gone and you had to wait forever. Like, some people waited, oh gosh, how long was it, guys? Like 3 weeks for their order. It was insane. So I wish they would do that. I wish they would pre-order it and then ship it as soon as it comes out. I don't know when it's going to be released, but whenever it is, dang, I'm just saying. So that's coming. And let's really try this Instagram thing and see what happens. Let's just, if we get one person out of it, was it worth it? It was, especially somebody that's not on Facebook that can help you with build an Instagram audience. So may as well try it and see what happens. Definitely message her. Let her look at your stuff. She's got a big following. She's done it right. She's tried, like she said, she's tried a lot of things. I don't know what happened that she got kicked off Facebook. That's weird, but that would be devastating to me. Absolutely devastating if something were to happen to my Facebook account. Seriously. So all of that kind of gave me anxiety a little bit, because it was so much information. And but I think if we just take baby steps and take it slow and just do just the basic things and then learn as we go, I think it might be something that would, her transformation page got shut down. Dawn, go off mute. Can you go off mute? Let me see if I can unmute her. Okay, what happened?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. She was talking because she's in our transformation page and some of our coaching groups now. Her transformation page got shut down. I don't know if somebody just reported it as a scam, whatever, but her whole transformation page got shut down and lost it. So that's why she built on Instagram.
Okay, well, I will tell you, if X Team Adventure got shut down, I would seriously, I mean, I don't even know what. That's 70,000 people, y'all. So, yeah, I think we definitely don't need to put our eggs all in one basket. I think we need to diversify for sure. And
was her transformation page public?
I'm assuming it probably wasn't. I mean, majority of them aren't. But from what I remember, and she did a training with us on Instagram too. It was somebody that had gotten mad at one of the coaches and reported the group to Facebook, is what it was. So, yeah, that's why she started her Instagram account. Scary.
Yeah, that is scary. So, yeah, definitely probably want to diversify. And I like the way that you can target people on there that you're looking for, people that, that you have likes, that you relate to and stuff. Bella would be an instant star on Instagram.
She is.
Oh, is she already on there?
She's had her Instagram for like 2 or 3 years. She has people all over the world. So in my head, I'm thinking, how could I, maybe occasionally I could do a post with her and I don't know, a product or something on her page and kind of stream it over to my Instagram page. That's what I'm in my head. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Right.
My mommy likes trim sticks. I bet your mommy would like trim sticks too.
Do you know what? Do you know what she's talking about when she says patterns?
I don't know what she's talking about with
No,
anything.
I know, but
I don't know. I'm not kidding. I mean, gosh, like got so much knowledge in her head, but I was just like,
right. Well, if I wasn't doing some social media stuff, I wouldn't understand it. But patterns, like you can set up your page to have like 12 squares, and some of these people are like doing like these patterns, like they'll have a picture, then they'll have something with a white background, then they'll have a picture, but they can do pluses, they can do X's.
Let me ask you this. Can you make screenshots of that and put it on the leaders page? And just do like,
yeah,
click here, click here, click here. Because I'm serious. Like, I don't have a clue. Like, I don't know how, I still don't know how you do multiple pictures. I like all that stuff. If you, because are you on there pretty often?
The people that I follow, like the social media coach that I follow a lot, I like her pattern. So I'll do a screenshot of that pattern and show you what I'm talking about.
Are you on Instagram? Do you do Instagram a bit? It's quite often?
I just started
Okay.
on mine.
Does anybody on there do Instagram a lot?
Melissa, I do.
Dawn, can you help us? Like, can you, because you know how fast she was talking. I'm sure you understood the stuff she was talking. I'm going to put you, are you on my leaders page yet?
I am not.
Okay, I'm going to put you on there. Would you like just do some screenshots and just, or can we have you back on here next Sunday night and you share your screen with us and just say, do this, and show us how to do it instead of, I think, like, I'm a very visual person, and I think a lot of other people on here are visual.
I am too.
Take our phone and we could, share, you could share your screen and just, or turn your phone around and say, here, click here,
Yeah.
And I think that would help us a whole lot.
Yeah.
I'm not as savvy as she is. She's helped me out a whole lot.
You're not savvy at all. I mean, we not even sav. I mean, we ain't even got the VY at the end yet. That's how savvy we are. I think everybody's probably in the same boat as me. I know Stacy's sitting here saying my brain hurts. I was dying. So it's just like, well, my comment to Stacy, I was texting her and I said, I think I'm just gonna stick to Facebook. And I was just like, my brain hurt. So I think if we could see like how to do it, and just instead of just saying, because she was like going 100 to 1, 90 to 1. So
well, the only thing I am not savvy on, and I'm gonna reach out to her because I don't know how to do it, is the stories. Because I have heard that you know how to do stories on Facebook, don't you? On that people can scroll through up at the top.
I've never used them because I don't know.
I do it every single day. That I am proficient in.
Okay.
I did a couple of them, and then people started private messaging me on these things, and I was just like, what are they talking about? I didn't tell you what it was. It's just like, oh, that's cute. What are you talking about?
I know.
So I was just like, oh no,
I'm done. I'm done.
I'm done. So yeah, if we could do that, we've been on here an hour and a half. We've got to go, but if we could you do that next Sunday night?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
So we've got another Instagram training, more detailed visual training next Sunday night. Dawn's going to help us. So just get ready for these specials. I really am going to set my alarm and try to get up and post that at 2 a.m. Add people tonight. Go message them, private message them. Something big's coming. And just say, do you want to make it public? Go live and just say, 12 deals of Christmas is coming. If you want to know, you don't want to miss one. They're 24 hours each. That's it. Let me know and I'll add you to the group and then put them in that event. And then you got to be engaged in that event. Y'all got to help me.
Yeah. Is the first one tonight? Like it's in the morning?
2 a.m. Yep.
Did you see the email where they're giving hints on
Yes.
what it is? Did you look at that? Okay.
Yeah, I got that. I posted that in the event page too. So you can click on that link and then click on the first one. And it does have a hint. It's something about exercising. So I'm thinking that probably has something to do with spring. So,
Yeah, that was my thought.
yeah, spring or cardio or something like that. So I don't know.
Oh,
I know. So let's get on there. Let's get excited and let's really push it out, because like right now, I know everybody's month sucks. I know everybody's. There is nobody that is the exception to that. Everybody's month sucks right now. So let's turn it around, because I don't know about y'all, but I don't need some money for Christmas. So I don't want to charge everything. I'm just saying. So let's go. It's the 9th. Turn it around. We got 12 days coming up with some big deals. Talk to your previous members. Talk to your prospects. I've had 2 people send me a message today and said that they were going to order, and I said no. I said wait till tomorrow. And these are people that have told me like 5 times they're going to order, and I'm like, no, I'm not taking your order today. They're not going to anyways. So, but maybe if I tell them, don't order today. Wait, it's like reverse psychology of some kind. I don't know what, but maybe they really will order because something big's coming. I don't know. So, so we'll see. But let's go. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's make it big and let's blow it out. I love y'all. I'm leaving to go out of town Tuesday. I'm going with Stacy to celebrate her 50th birthday in Vegas. We're going to see the miracle.
No, I'm 49 and holding, girl. I'm not 50 till next year.
Well, we're celebrating your 50th year. 50th year, and her last year in her 40s. But it's her 50th year coming up. We're gonna celebrate it, and so we are going to. So Thursday night, for my front line, I will be in Vegas, but I will be doing a Zoom. Again, if your upline has not scheduled one, you're welcome to join mine. If your upline has, then there's no need in getting on because it's going to be the same information. So other than that, if y'all need me, I'm here. Love y'all. Have a great night. Anybody got anything?
Thank you, Melissa.
Thank you, Don. Love you. Anybody
Love
got
y'all.
anything?
Love y'all.
All right. Bye.
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 Bye.